That's a tough question.
I'm not sure.
I'm not even sure what it means to be a feminist today.
Depends on the definition of feminism.
The definition just means that people are equal.
Equality of treatment, equality of legal protections, equality in pay.
I don't like you to use the phrasing women and men are equal because it's an erasure of non-binary folks.
It's a term that seems to have a weird amount of baggage these days.
Yeah, I call myself a feminist.
Absolutely.
Absolutely, I'm definitely a feminist.
I'd say no.
Just because I don't know enough about the movement.
I'm not quite sure what being a feminist entails. Do I think women are equal? Absolutely.
I suppose I would be somewhat of a feminist because I do support everything.
You kind of have to, right? Like at this point, it would seem politically incorrect or uncouth not to self-identify as a feminist.
I think sometimes feminism, instead of equality, it gets to equality and then wants more, and it ends up not being equality.
To me, feminist means that you support one group.
Taking a side on that is often to put yourself in one camp or the other. I'm not really someone who puts himself in camps.
I pretty much stay away from aligning myself with anything.
I'm team me, and what that means is I'm in a process right now where I'm just really doing what I'm speaking to and really trying to understand myself more.
For me, I don't even look at it that way, you know, like I think women should be equal, totally equal. We're the same human beings, we're the same persons, you know, like we can do the same things.
I support anybody. Doesn't like boys, girls, black, white, brown, it doesn't matter. I look at everybody as people and think that they all should be supported equally.
It's complicated because I think there's a number of people who will say, well, men can't call themselves feminists or they don't want men to.
I believe in women's values. I feel that I'm not educated enough to call myself a feminist in terms of academia.
But I wouldn't call myself that because I don't think that's my label to bestow.
I'd like to think I'm a feminist, and I'd like to think my actions project that as such.
There's this element of performative, oh yeah, I'm a feminist, I wear the Time's Up pin, and then behind closed doors, like it turns out that I don't actually practice what I preach.
I think it's more important for other people to decide whether I'm living up to those ideals.
Any man who's going to really step up and say, I'm a feminist, look at me, is somebody who clearly, I don't think, thinks through what feminism can and should mean in 2018, in the 21st century.
But I think there's value in describing yourself as a feminist or a male feminist, male ally, what have you. For example, when you're around a bunch of guys, you know, there's no cookies or points that you can score. So it's more about saying, hey, like, you know, I identify as a feminist or I identify with these issues. And that's an opportunity where you're trying to model or demonstrate better possible behavior.
If you feel that there is a need for men and women to be equal and that there's a lot more work to do, then you should feel comfortable calling yourself a feminist.
I am a very active, like, radical feminist. And it's very much a part of like my identity and daily life.
Every man should be a feminist. Every person should be a feminist.
Not just feminism, but like intersectional feminism.
You need to champion everyone that is, you know, somewhat bullied in a respect.
If you're not a feminist, then what are you? Like, doesn't make sense. It's just silly not to be. It's like, oh, I don't want to respect people? Okay, have fun.
Feminism is a gateway to understanding how power works, how social institutions work, and how those tensions sort of play out.
I guess my feminism has been evolving.
Now I would say that I certainly hope I am, and I think that I try to lead my life that way.